What's up, plant lovers? Devin is here, and today I want to talk about how I do my own fall cleanup. When fall arrives and if you have a yard crew that comes and does your lawn, they'll give you a nice fat quote for the annual fall cleanup, which at my house is like $1,000 or so, and I'm not trying to spend that. So I've developed my own strategies to do my own fall cleanup with as little backbreaking labor as possible in the most efficient manner. And I have created this three-prong approach to doing my own fall cleanup. And in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly how I do it. Now, when it comes to the fall cleanup, my goal is not to have a pristine, lawn that has no leaves. To me, that is pointless. My goal is to eliminate the bulk majority, 95% or more, of the leaves from my lawn so that the grass can continue to photosynthesize throughout the winter, but I'm not going to, spill milk over a few leaves on the lawn. In fact, those extra leaves will provide just a little bit of extra nutrition for the soil of your grass as they break down anyway. So with that in mind, I would like to say that my real primary goal of a fall cleanup is to accumulate as much leaf material as possible so that I can go forth and create my own leaf compost, which to me, that is my secret garden weapon. I call it the brown gold. And whether or not you want to make your own leaf compost is up to you, but this strategy will help you with your fall cleanup regardless. All right, so prong number one would be using my cordless electric leaf blower. This is, not the most powerful, but it's not the weakest either. I'm not messing around with gas because it's too much of a hassle, let's be real. And I'm also not messing around with one that has a cord because bringing a 100-foot cord all over the place is just not reasonable. So I invested about $150 in a cordless electric leaf blower, and I will use this on all of my hard surfaces. I will also use it in areas that have a medium density of leaf litter, not too thick, but also not too light either. When you have that medium density, you can go around in a circle and kind of accumulate it into one large pile, and I'll show you what to do with those piles in a minute. But if your leaf litter is too lightweight, then you're just wasting a lot of time and a lot of effort. If it's too thick, likely the bottom layer is pretty wet. Using a leaf blower is a lot of work and I would find it not to be the most efficient method. I will also use my leaf blower along the edges of my yard where I can just blow the leaves into the woods. If you have that for those areas, that's also very beneficial. All right, so next is the classic rake and reusable tarp bag. This huge reusable tarp bag that I've got has been a real blessing. It's very easy to use and has made the job of collecting leaves much more efficient. Now, of course, we got to use the rake where our leaf litter has a very heavy density because only a rake can really get all of those bottommost leaves up off of the ground, off of the grass. And then by raking all of our leaves into a large pile, we can bag them up into our reusable tarps. Now, then I'm going to take these once I fill up the bag, I'm going to create as many piles in as many locations as possible. Anywhere that you can place them that won't be too much of an eyesore is going to be really beneficial. Because while initially these piles may look big and bulky, they will decrease by 90 to 95% of their size over the coming 12 months. And that remaining 5 to 10% will just be this rich, dense leaf compost that we're going to use as a mulch on our flower beds, at the base of our shrubs. This is what all of the botanical gardens do, particularly in my area where there's lots of large, old-growing trees. I really like to create lots of piles all over the place. That means you're not having to travel too far to bring your bag full of leaves, and you're also not traveling too far to bring the leaf compost to your flower beds and shrubs. Now, leaf compost is as simple as it sounds. You simply create that pile of just leaves and you let it sit and hang out. And over the course of a year, it's going to degrade. It's going to become much more dense, rich. And then that dense material after that 12 months can then be used, and it is fluffy. It's going to improve the structure of your soil, and it's going to add some good nutrition as well. All right, and then the third prong would be the lawn sweeper. I'm relatively new to these lawn sweepers, and I use this as the finishing touch. As in areas that have a very light density where it's just gonna be a hassle and a half to use a rake, and it's also gonna be, superfluous to use a leaf blower, the lawn sweeper does an excellent job of just picking up that last like 5 to 10% of leaves on your lawn. And then I will add those to the leaf piles as well. However, if at this point you have enough leaves in your piles and you do happen to have a lawnmower, you can just as well, for this last final step, use a lawnmower to cut those leaves down, and they're gonna quickly degrade over the few winter months. And that is my 3-prong approach to doing my own fall cleanup that saves me hundreds of dollars each year, not only in paying people to do it for me, but it also allows me to create my brown gold leaf compost, which is heaven sent. I'm telling you, you need to start using it. You need to start making it. It's much easier to deal with than like a traditional sort of compost that uses lots of different materials. It's easy to manage, and it is highly beneficial. If you have any further questions or comments, make sure to leave them in the comment section below. I always do my best to answer each and every one of them. Anyways, consider liking this video, subscribing to our channel. We're bringing new plant-related content every single week. Thanks for joining me here on Plant Vibrations. I'll catch you soon. Ciao.